as a teacher, and if you want to use the applied digital skills, you'll go ahead and go to the very same page that the students would go to, and then you would go ahead and click sign in. And then once you're signed in, I've signed in before, and you'll see that I have classes. However, you can create as many classes as you want. So you'll see create a class, and then you would just go ahead and create a class, and you can import your classes from Google Classroom. So I'll just go ahead and import one. And we'll just say this is adult learners, and I'll import. And then that class is right here. Now, you'll notice that I don't have any students. So as students join your class, you might not want to have to add them in to the class on your own. So once the students start joining, if you go to this class, let me see if it'll go. There we go. As your students start joining your Google Classroom, then you will be able to just import them right from there, and you don't have to have them do anything else. So you can either have these instructions here, you can do that, or maybe you've made roster changes in Google Classroom. You would just go ahead and click import changes, and that would go ahead and update your roster. Also, you can click this to share the instructions on how they first sign in and accept your invite if you want to invite them to share their instructions to Classroom. So you can also do that. Click that and it'll go right to your classroom. So here are what lessons that they have. So you can filter by the different grade levels here. You'll notice that there's nothing for young kids. I wouldn't start these, some of them possibly third grade, but you might want to check that out first. So you can do it by audience. You can do it by the digital tool that you want to teach, or you can do it by topic. And so maybe we want to do some digital citizenship. So here they are, and then it'll show you how long this lesson could take your students. They're going to be working on these on their own. And then you can look at this a little bit even closer. So this is how you would go ahead and you would check that, what it is like. You can start the class. You can also add it to your class. If you click this button, let's just go ahead and do that. And it'll say, which class do you want to add it to? Let's go to our test class that I just added. And then it'll create a Google Classroom assignment right from here, or I can just view my class. So I'll just go ahead and view my class. And you can browse your lesson. You can just try some of the lessons out. So there it is. Now your students will see this, and then you would get a progress summary for your students. Here's another place to add lessons. So let's go back to this lesson. The beauty of these is that you have very little prep work to do. So it shows you the activities. This is in Sheets, and these are the skills that it uses. And then there's these videos that are here. And your teaching materials here. It'll show you the lesson plan you can download. Here's a sample rubric, certificate of completion, and you can also download all the videos. So if you're having trouble with the internet, you can download those videos and they can watch them in your classroom. So let's go ahead and start this digital footprint. You'll see that they've got these videos that students watch, and it shows what they need to do. Sign into your Google account, open and title a new spreadsheet, and so it just takes them through each step along the way, which they're great. So very little prep work for a teacher. At the most, I think maybe some of these classes have 5 to 10 minutes of prep work. That's it. Some of them are so generic that you can some of them are creating presentations. So if you teach science, you could have them do this. If you teach art, you could have them do this. If you teach English, you can have them do this. So there's lots of different lessons that can be done. So let's go to English language arts lessons. And so create a presentation all about a topic. So here's a topic. There's if-then adventure stories. Let's just try annotating text in Google Docs, and it'll show you what their skills they're learning and the teaching materials. There's a rubric, a lesson plan, again, the videos. So these are wonderful lessons. Let's go back to my dashboard. And my computer's very slow. There we go. And you can add your students here, or like I said, you can import them from Google Classroom, and then you can add lessons right here. They also do have the different roles. You can go ahead and click here. It talks about facilitating distance and remote. And then there's some free posters that you can download and print off, which are kind of fun, that you can hang around up in your room. Let's see if I can get one to load. It's a wonderful tool. It's completely free. It's very integrated with Google Classroom. And so I would strongly recommend that you give it a try, especially if you're teaching upper grades, because there's many, many uses, and all of the videos are already created. You have very little to do as far as prep work for any of these lessons. And then the kids can work on them on their own, at their own pace.